You have mine?
There it is right there.
Yes. That's all I was doing today was going around going, do we? Tall and powerful. I don't know why.
Dude, it's very, very strange because, like, the greatest comedy hits. Oh, man, I cannot believe I can't think of his freaking name right now. I'm sorry to say. Help me out, man. The actor that played that part.
Chris Parnell.
Chris Parnell, thank you.
He likes
The
that.
mental reel that I have of like Chris Parnell's greatest moments is long between that. If nothing but Dewey Cox and Anchorman and Hot
Fucking
Rod.
Hot Rod.
Oh my God, dude, it's bad. With Hot Rod, it's every single thing that he says. But Dewey, tall and powerful, might be the top of the list, man. That's so awesome, dude. Dewey, tall and powerful.
Why?
That's the greatest thing that has ever. It's the greatest line in cinematic history.
He has to come visit his friend on his deathbed and work up a jam for him.
For real, write a tune for him, man. It's amazing. We were just talking about this a second ago before you started the video, man. The two like Dewey Cox eulogy songs are the greatest things ever, man. Between
Yeah.
Tall and Powerful and Dewey Cox died today.
Hey, have you heard the news?
Dewey
Dewey
Cox
Cox
died. Man.
died.
Greatest thing ever, man. I just caught my reflection in the mirror, if you will. Let me tell the people real quick. I apologize for the Evil Nightheart. I am not a daytime person. I am a nighttime person. But there have been certain doohickeys in the past week that I've kind of needed to be up, and so it's all good. But certain. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for, man? There's a situation that I'm not going to go into on here because I don't want to. But, man, sunlight just wrecks me. And so it's just jacked my eyes all up, man. And they're really, really tired. And so I wore my sunglasses tonight so I wouldn't just... I don't want to depress everybody, man. So I'm like kind of beat down. But that's what's going on here. And maybe we've done started this a new trend, man. I might do this forever. But, but anyway, I just wanted to explain that I apologize for being a freaking hipster doofus with my glasses on in the middle of the night, but that's what's going on.
Hey, I'm in the house, but that's what it's all about. I wear my glasses inside.
Hey, for real, I wear my sunglasses at night, man, because I'm Corey Hart, by God.
Yeah.
I'm Corey the Hitman Hart.
That's one of the cool stories I always heard about how Roy Orbison became known for wearing his dark shades. Is he didn't always do that. He would just go out on stage with his regular prescription glasses because he had to have prescription shades. He gets to the carnival or whatever it was one night, and all he's got is his prescription sunglasses. And they said, go out there in those. And he goes out and he explains and he apologizes to the crowd. He's like, because he felt like it was rude to do that because people take photos and just and other things. Like, I'm sorry, guys, that's all I had to wear is I had to have prescription shades, but that became his trademark. So he did it every show from every show he ever did. I'm the dark shades guy now.
It's him, dude. It's real, oh boy. It's real.
You can be rude when you can sing like I do.
Dude, that's the whole thing. It's like, man, I don't mean to be rude. I'm a nice person, and I'd like to have nice photographs for you people to take. But have you heard me sing?
Yeah. Can you always sound that?
He hits him with one of those, and they're like, "You're fine, Roy. Do whatever you want to."
I might need me some shades on my damn self.
I'm gonna put me some sunglasses on, never take them off.
Goodness gracious. Oh boy. It's Roy.
One more cut in. I'm gonna explain to the people at home. 1,000 years ago, me and the man were having a conversation about Roy Orbison. And he hit me for the first time with, oh boy. It's Roy. And I thought that was hilarious. I still think it's hilarious. So I'm glad it's been committed to video now because, oh boy, it's Roy is the best thing that's ever. Anytime I watch Blue Velvet and then Dream starts, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for Dennis Hopper to say, oh boy.
So, to be fair, to be honest, I'm pretty sure I stole that from Roy Rogers.
Oh hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
It was some video watched back in the day, and that's what somebody said as he was coming out. I was like, filing that one away.
I can dig it completely. On the subject, sorry, this might have come up before, but I don't know. There is a song on the second half, actually, I think it's probably the fourth side of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road called Roy Rogers. Man, we've talked about this before, but there are certain like really fantastic pillar of rock and roll records that'll have songs that never made the radio, that when you hear them, it will shock you they were not singles. It's like any other band at the time would have killed for that song. And you got so many good ones, you don't even need to put it out. First ones that come to mind are if you're a Smashing Pumpkins fan, and you ever put Siamese Dream on, when you get to the song Mayonnaise, it's like that's the best song any other band in the 90s wrote, and it never even made the radio. Roy Rogers is that song for Elton John. It's amazing. I love that song, but every time I hear it, I'm like, I cannot believe this wasn't a monster hit. But if you listen to it in the context of the album, it's like, well, geez, they were already about 6 deep on this one, so it makes sense. But it's like, man, that's Roy Rogers reminded me that song is awesome. If you haven't heard that song and you like Elton, check it out. It's great.
Mm-hmm. It's before the days when everything got released anyway.
Yeah,
you had to be kind of selective.
Yeah, dude, yeah, for real, man. Oh, wait a second now. We've already had 6 singles from Elton this year. Good Lord.
One more. Can I get one?
For real. Can I get one? Can Elton get one?
Yeah. So, man, I had Sunday night, I watched the Super Bowl, and it's pretty much, I think it's just an invitation of celebrities to come out and be on commercials and just ruin our image of them. It's pretty much the long and short of it. And anymore, it just feels like I think people just watch this game to have the next morning be like, commercials weren't that good.
Yep.
Wasn't that good? And the halftime show wasn't that good.
The Weeknd thought he was so good.
Honestly, maybe it's just me, just another example of my out of touch old ageness when I was like watching it thinking, man, this is pretty good. And then I get it the next morning like, maybe it wasn't.
maybe I didn't.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. As far as the commercials go, I get it. The people had this reaction to a lot of them, like, man, it's just all these jokes just crammed into 30 minutes, like 30 seconds. Like, where have you been? It's been that way for 20 years now. It's just joke after joke after joke after joke, and none of it lands. So that's the way it's been.
I agree. Like life pre and post social media, it seems to be just like a recycling of outrage and frustration and silliness, because it's all like it's exactly what you just said. It's like, y'all, none of this is new, man. It's just that now you have Twitter to bitch about it on. I don't know, man. I did not see a single snap of the Super Bowl because I'm just not a Brady guy. And like we talked about, I'm pretty sure we talked about it. I hope that it was on video, but if not, we'll talk about it now. If Brady's in, he's going to win. And because it's rigged, it's not real, man. I mean, I think it's sad. It's very sad to me. I don't mean to veer off into politics, and I won't stay there very long. But what the NFL does with Tom Brady is sad to me in the same way that Donald Trump being president was sad to me. Not Trump as the individual, because Trump as the individual person is what I cannot stand, and that's way before he became president. But Trump as president, it always seemed I'm very proud to say. I shouldn't say proud. It's a jerky thing to be happy about. But I've always thought that Donald Trump's presidency was just the opportunity to green light executive. Oh, what's the word? Clemency, I guess the word I want to use.
Mm-hmm.
Forever. Forever. Because the whole thing's like, well, if he's not impeached for this, if that's not an impeachable crime, there's no such thing. And I'm like, exactly. That was always the point. It was always the point. And it's not him being a jerk or him being a sexist or a racist or whatever you want to call him. It wasn't that. It was him point blank in the middle, in sight of everyone, profiting off of being the president. Because they all want to do that. So when you let this guy get away with it, now we get away with it. See, that's the problem is that people, I catch this a lot from the people in my family that voted for Trump, say, he just don't like Donald Trump. And I'm like, you're right, I don't. But my biggest issue with Trump is the one I'm going to have to listen to y'all bitch about for the next 10 years. Because when every president comes along and releases a book and cuts this deal and cuts that deal and does this right in the middle, basically, Donald Trump has greenlit every politician in the country to be like, what are you going to do about it? That's it. That's the problem I had with him from day one. It's the problem I've got right now. So anyway, I've got way sidetracked. But that's my issue with what the NFL is doing with Tom Brady. It, to me, seems so clearly fake. I don't know. I don't have any interest in watching it.
How have they not repaid that Deflategate debt yet?
That's the part I don't understand.
What else is he gonna have to do?
People keep talking about the revenge tour over and over again, and I'm like, y'all. As far as the Deflategate bounty, all I can figure is that apparently either Tom or Giselle, or Tom and Giselle, or the people that represent Tom or Giselle, or both of them, are smart enough to realize the NFL is absolutely FUCKING space DYING. And this is it. You're the guy, because this is their last ditch. You're the last guy they're ever going to have the opportunity to market this way. And since they're marketing you this way, don't wait till it's over to get yours. You get yours right now, Tommy. I swear to God, that's what's going on. They know their sport is dead. Absolutely dead. Because like we talked about, man, you can stop funding CTE research. You can stop talking about it. You can pretend it's not a problem anymore. But the real issue with CTE wasn't the people that you killed with it. It's the people that you turned off from your sport. That's the point. The kids that don't play that anymore, there's a reason that every quarterback in the league is 6 feet tall now. Point blank, because you can't get them no more. Sorry. Anyway, I got way sidetracked there, but it's just Brady depresses me in a very specific way. I mean, good for him for exploiting the hell out of the system, because that's what you're supposed to do. But it's like, I guess it's really cruddy, because I think the part that bothers me is I feel like I'm out here yelling on a fucking island and nobody else sees it. And I'm like, I cannot be the only person that sees this is what's going on. There's just no way. I mean, sorry, got sidetracked. But it's just, I'm glad I skipped the game, because who the fuck cares? But just anymore, just the constant, hey man, that old man, you can't beat that old man. And it's like, wow, capitalism really did die, didn't it? Because the whole point was always supposed to be, how are you going to get the 18 to 24-year-old males to buy your product? And now you don't want them because point blank you're not paying them. So now you want to focus on, I don't know what the new fucking focus group. Apparently we're going to be the focus group forever. And that sucks. That was the cool thing about getting older, is that, you know, the Madison Avenue leaves you alone, but apparently we're going to be the focus group forever. It's like, no, you guys had it right. You guys did it best. Here's the new single from Pearl Jam. I don't know why it bothers me, but it does. It's like this. I guess that's the point. Is that, yeah, the second you start shoving the old man over the 25-year-old, the cool hip 25-year-old, it's like, man, not only is your product dead, your system is dead. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't want to get off, and I've already gone way farther than I wanted to. But there's several things in the world that I'm incredibly depressed about, and that's one of them. Is like, geez, man, if since capitalism as we know it is dead, I don't know. I don't know how wild I am about finding out about what's next.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Tom Brady won him another Super Bowl, but something I thought was precious and fascinatingly cute. As I've said forever, I don't know if they're going to give him more rings than Michael. I don't know if they want to do that. I don't know if they want to do that. But it's okay. I did not realize they got a back door. He's got 7 championships, but he only won 5 Super Bowl MVPs, and Michael was 6 for 6. So is he going to come back next year? He's going to try and run down Michael for Finals MVP? I'm like, y'all really try and treat a Finals or Super Bowl MVP like a World Heavyweight Championship belt, don't you? It's so pathetic. That is just absolutely pathetic. Because point blank, y'all know, if you've watched the show, y'all know how I feel about Michael Jordan. I'm as sorry as I can be. If you want to try and pretend that a fucking quarterback is what Michael Jordan was, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind. If Tom Brady played quarterback and strong safety and kicked extra points, you might have a case, but you don't. I hate that. Quarterback's the most important position in sports. No, it's not. Football is the most specialized, committee-driven sport on earth. Get out of here. Just stop it. I've seen several. Is Tom Brady the greatest athlete of all time? No. Let me tell you why. A, he is not the best guy to play his position. He's not the best guy to play his position in his own era. 7 Super Bowls is fantastic. Good for him. Now, if you could convince me that 4 of them weren't completely fabricated, you'd have a hell of a lot better. You'd have a lot easier time than convincing me that, oh, man's supposed to bow down and kiss Tommy's rings. But point blank, the main problem that he's going to run into is it's a team sport. You play a team sport, you're never going to catch up with the individuals. So, because I've seen several people that would react to Tom Brady's so dominant. Oh my God, what about Serena? You're right. Serena is way higher up the list than Tom Brady is because she's an individual. What about Simone Biles? Totally. You're absolutely right. Both of them belong higher on the list than Brady because they're individual athletes. Usain Bolt, same thing. Individual athletes are going to trump team sport people all the time. Here we go again. I'll say it one more time. There's a guy named Mayweather. He competes in an individual sport. He's been a world champion for a decade. He's competed in his sport 50 times, and he's never lost. There's your answer. It's not close. It's not debatable. And I'm not talking about with Brady. Fuck Brady. We've already got him out of the equation. Just individual athletes. I love Serena, and she's great, but she's lost. Simone Biles is unbelievable, but she's lost. Floyd Mayweather's the only athlete on the fucking planet that doesn't know what it's like to ever come up short. That might be the best guy, the best, I guess I should say pro athlete, because he didn't win an Olympic gold medal. Okay. How's he done in his pro career? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I got way sidetracked on that. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, the short version, what I should have said was, man, I skipped the Super Bowl because I just felt like it was foregone, and it was. And also, how the fuck do you win 31-9 and all I'm hearing about is the goddamn offense? You give up 9 fucking points in the Super Bowl? I think that's your defense, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Enjoy the taste of Gronkowski's ass all you want. You give up 9 points, your defense won you the fucking game. That one's simple, man. That's not hard. What was required of Tom Brady was to get 10 fucking points. Are you sure that you want to kiss his ass as much as you are? Because 10 points, you should be able to do that.
It's my doggy.
Dude, 10 points, anyone should be able to do that. It just frustrates me. It's the same thing. I shouldn't say the same thing with Michael and the Bulls, because it's not the same. It's just that if you look at how good those teams were defensively, and to be point blank fair, including Michael, Michael was unbelievable defensively. And that's what made them so good.
Mm-hmm.
Talk Mike all you want to, man, but Mike without the ball was every bit, if not more, valuable to those teams than Mike with the ball, man, because they didn't give up nothing. Anyway, got sidetracked. But if they think
So,
Brady caught Jordan, they're fucking kidding themselves. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen because how many tennis shoes has Tom Brady sold? None? That's what I thought you would say.
that's it. That's this when it came down to it wasn't going to be enough for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the first team to play Super Bowl on their home field. That wasn't going to be enough.
Absolutely not.
They got to win.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you
So,
got to go scrub the young guy. That's the whole point. It's like, Patrick Mahomes was an MVP, then he won a Super Bowl, and then Tom Brady beat him. It's like, man, the NFL script writers have got to be just begging for this fucking guy to retire because it's just like, this is so played out and so ridiculous, and how anybody believes it, I will never, ever know. But at least the NFL season was a lot of fun up to the NFC Championship. Because, I mean, as long as Brady plays and they keep just throw it, like you said, just constantly paying him back for Deflategate, which ultimately, like we said, it doesn't make sense to me. In that the whole point of Deflategate was to get people to stop talking about CTE, and it worked. To get people to not talk about it worked. You still don't have kids playing though. I guess it was just like we've talked about it many times over the course of our friendship. I've long thought. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. One of the biggest things the NFL had go. There's two things I think the NFL had going for it as far as becoming the biggest sport in the country. Yeah. One, you play once a week. Once a week. It doesn't require much of an attention span, and you get to fill the airwaves with bullshit and prognostication for 6 days. That's great. Good for you, man. The second thing was they never had a Babe Ruth. They never had a Michael Jordan. You never had anybody you had to rebuild in the ashes of the wake of when they retired. And that's my whole point about how you know you're dead. You know you're done. When you're playing the Jordan card, you know that, well, how are we going to survive without Tommy? You're not going to survive at all. And you know it, so it's like cash out now, get it while you can. It's ridiculous. Baseball's never recovered from Ruth retiring, ever. Basketball's never recovered from Jordan. Basketball's doing great. Well, I guess I shouldn't say never recovered. Domestically, it never recovered. It's never been as big a deal. People still put the numbers up of like, man, look at what the TV ratings were in 1994. You know what there wasn't in 1994? A fucking internet. Get the hell out of here. Are you kidding me? And that's stuff like that makes me nuts. Like, how in the world can you look at these dates and have zero perspective on how different the world is now? It makes no sense. Well, Michael Jordan's finals get way more viewers than LeBron's finals. You're not including China in that, are you? No, you're not. And why is that? Is that LeBron? Not really. The difference is Michael Jordan's finals and LeBron James's finals literally are pre and post Yao. Simple. Anyway, I'm sorry, man, but that one seems simple to me. I guess it's just like people get so dogged, and it's all like, no, Michael's better. LeBron's better, and they never give it on either side any thought as to what the difference is and why it's changed. You and I've talked about it before, man. Like every single God level athlete, with one exception, has always accompanied some huge technological advance. Even Christy Mathewson. Christy Mathewson was like the guy. It's because national newspapers finally had a college-educated, clean-cut fella to make the face of baseball. Because before then, baseball was a bunch of freaking pirates. It was all like, oh, Todd Cobb was such a jerk. Man, he was running the damn mill when he was playing. But Mathewson had a college degree, and it's like, who's this guy? Wow, that's not so bad. And then Ruth comes along right in time for radio. It happens with all of them. It's the same thing. Well, what about Michael Cable? ESPN worships Michael Jordan for a reason because they know there wouldn't be anything without him. It's the same thing. It's like LeBron. I love LeBron. LeBron's an unbelievable player, but LeBron his career runs parallel with the internet and more specifically social freaking media, and there's a reason for that, man. I think that stuff is interesting, right up to the point that it'll drive you nuts because people act like it's not a factor. Of course it is. So basically, who's going to be the next Michael? You already got the answer to that question. His name was Eldrick Woods. And it's fascinating. I said one exception. I guess there's two. Tiger's one because there really is no technological boom to go along with Tiger. It was just a sport that nobody demanded before. And the other guy's great. And it's like, man, that's really fascinating. Anyway, I'm sorry. I stay side. I keep saying I get sidetracked. Sidetracked from what? I live in sidetrack. But on the subject of Eldrick, and then I promise I'll let it go. I watched the documentary when I was at my brother's house. And I heard all the reviews, and everybody hated it. It's so negative. Oh my God, it's so down. La-di-da. Internet, please take my advice because it's important. Watch the whole thing before you review it. I know that the fucking quest to be first is the only thing that matters in the whole wide world, especially when you don't have a journalism degree and therefore libel's not a thing and slander's not a thing and you can say whatever you want to and by God, getting out there first is the only thing that matters. Watch both parts. Oh, it's so depressing. Oh my God. Well, yeah, if you've ended it at the end of part one, it's pretty depressing. Did you watch part two? Of course you did. Or at least once you did, you had nothing to say. Anyway, it was cool. It's HBO doing a documentary. Not a bad track record. They're all right at it. They're all right at it.
They got some jams. They got some bangers out there.
They do. They do. It was cool, man. I was glad to watch it. I liked it.
Yeah. And it's like you'll watch a interview or a YouTube video or whatever, and you can tell people are already typing their questions and like they're going to answer that if you just give it a minute.
Seriously, you're totally right, man.
So it got my Super Bowl on, and I just this whole playoffs I felt bad for Bruce Arians just because he's wearing his Darth Vader get up when it comes to the mask, and he's like turning purple. It's like looks like it hurts.
Yeah,
like
man.
This guy looks like he's in pain out there coaching. But he was one of the coolest cats when it comes to the post game stuff because they were downright disrespectful. They didn't come out and say this, but every bit of the questions sound like, Bruce Arians, how does it feel that Tom Brady just handed you a ring? He's kind of like, hey, I think he, speaking to John C. Reilly tonight, I think he had that Cal Naughton, and he was like, hey, I know you probably call this technicality. If you try to take something, I'll suck you right in the nose.
I'll suck you right in the nose. I thought that was precious too, because the first part of the season, all I heard was, where are these play calls from? Where are these play calls coming from? Tom Brady, he's not an upfield passer. You want to throw to the backs. You want to throw to the tight end. What are they doing? Then all of a sudden it starts to work, and Tom Brady's calling the offense. He's calling the plays. It's like y'all are so desperate. I've never. It's the most insane thing in the world. It's like a mom trying to get her son a fucking date. It's like, y'all, let me explain it as concisely as I can.
He's the GM too. He brought in Gronkowski.
Which is fascinating because when LeBron does that, he's a fucking villain. Oh, man, Le GM, he's at it again. Le GM making all these moves, trying to build a team. But when Tom Brady, oh man, fantastic moves from Brady. Fuck all y'all, man.
Stick it to Belichick.
Dude, fuck all y'all. And that's the fascinating thing about still trying to bring up the Bill Belichick thing. It's like you are referencing Bill Belichick right now because you fucking know he's the guy. Why would you be talking about him if he wasn't the guy? It's the same thing I said last year when Liverpool won the Premier League. It's fantastic. It's the first time they've done it in 30 years. They've never won the Premier League before. They finally won it many, many years ago. Alex Ferguson, the great Man United manager, had made this comment when he got hired by Man United that was all like, sure, you want to compete for the league, you want to compete in Europe, all that's great. So, but that's not what I was hired for. What I was hired for, and this is a quote, what I was hired for was to knock Liverpool off their fucking perch because they were the team in the 70s and 80s. They ran English soccer. Fergie gets to Manchester United, and Liverpool doesn't win shit. For 30 years, they don't win nothing. So they get one last year, and they earned it. They played awesome. They killed everybody. And I mean, in the post game, you had one of the TV announcers be like, well, let's let it be said, Liverpool is back on their perch. And I'm like, brother, you just made it all about Fergie, and that's a problem. If Liverpool had never won anything before, that's okay. The fact that Liverpool Football Club's history now revolves around Alex Ferguson's comment means that Manchester United Football Club owns your ass. That's so fucking pathetic. That's pathetic. And that's the problem, is like the fact that you're making this about Bill Belichick means that you know he's the guy. You know he is. Because if Bill Belichick wins a championship without Tom Brady, you don't bring up Tom Brady, or at least he doesn't bring up Tom Brady. It's pitiful, man. It's pitiful. I don't know why. I hate to quote Jimmy Carter, but hey, he's the president from here. We can quote Jimmy.
Yeah, man.
Jimmy's expression, crisis of confidence, he's not wrong. I mean, it's shocking to me how many people are so fucking insecure they've got to have a punchline for everything. And it's like, if you think Brady winning a champion, I just don't get it. I don't understand. I do not get it. But I can tell you this: one of these days, Thomas, Michael, Patrick, Edward, Brady, or whatever the fuck all of his names are, man, one of these days he's going to write a tell-all on his deathbed. And I'm telling you, the things that he's going to say are: A, it was all fake; B, let me explain to you what Deflategate was, distraction from CTE; and C, fuck all of them. He died, and he owed my mama money. One day Brady's going to write a tell-all that's fascinating, and the NFL is going to, well, they would collectively shit their depends, but hey, they're not going to care. They'll be out of business by then anyway, man. But that's the sad part about the continuous Tom Brady ass kissing, especially with, he sucked that Patrick Mahomes. Did you see the young whippersnapper Patrick Mahomes? Oh, Tom Brady beat that guy. And it's like, anytime you're putting the old man over the young man, that means your business is fucking dead. So it sucks. I feel bad for you, but that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
What's up?
That's exactly what's up.
That's really all I know what's going on this week.
I guess that's it. I'm not really sure. What else? Seems like there was something else to discuss, but I darn sure don't remember what it was. Kenta showing up on AEW, which really shouldn't have surprised anybody if you saw Moxley show up at the New Japan show. But on the subject, if we are doing this to get the U.S. title off Moxley, boy, I understand that. Jesus Christ. But if we are leading, it's funny. I think it's cute now that all of a sudden it's all like we can get Dave Meltzer to talk about, well, the crossover between AEW and New Japan. It's like, brother, some of us have been talking about this for a hot minute. Of course, it's what they're going to try and do, man. Dude, WWE's 1. I guess globally, New Japan is 2 and AEW's 3. If you're 2 and 3, of course you're going to try and get together. Like we talked about, man, that whole exclusivity thing with wrestling, that's Vince. Yeah. It's never been impossible to work together. It just wasn't financially viable. And if you can make it financially viable, do it. Cool, man. Yeah. We talked about it. Let's be as point blank as possible. The 2 things I want to be point blank about is, 1, I want WandaVision to lead to the X-Men in the Marvel Universe. 2, Golden Lovers, man. That was the whole thing. New Japan was trying to book that period. Now, if AEW wants to do it. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. And when it comes to WandaVision and the X-Men, they straight up are doing that damn shit.
We talked it. I was talking to some friends the other day, And I guess the reason I'm all like defensive about getting it on tape is it was all like, you never said that before. And I'm like, look, if you don't listen to the shit that I say, that's not my fault. But I promise you, I've been screaming about Wanda Maximoff, daughter of Magneto, having her brain wiped by Anthony Stark and Stephen Strange, eventually finding out that she's Wanda Maximoff, daughter of Magneto, and that she had her brain wiped, leading to the Disney X-Men. I said, if you don't remember me saying it, that's different from me not having said it at all.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what's crazy is I caught up on my WandaVision, and I heard I'm as much as I don't watch trailers when it comes to stuff like that. I can hear what's coming and know if I want to watch it or not. My curiosity did get the best of me, and I did hear some of the rumors, and I Googled some of the screenshots of what was to come, and I thought, well, that's got to be the finale. It was the freaking next episode.
Damn!
I was like, oh, damn it.
Oh, damn!
From this has been episode 5, and from what I understand, there's 3 more. It's just like, good Lord, they just gonna blow this whole damn thing up.
This just turned into a big old pile of shit.
Oh man, it's worth it. It's worth it. That's what I said about. I don't remember if I said it last week talking about WandaVision, but I understand why they released the first 2 episodes together the way they did, because those were the first 2 episodes of Black and White.
Yeah.
And I could see with as many people that were down on it after the first 2 episodes dropped, if they had made them wait a week to see another Black and White episode, there are probably a lot of people who'd be like, I'm just not going to watch this. I've been waiting for something Marvel did to not watch, and this is going to be it. So they put those 2 out together. They let it turn to color, and people were still bitching and moaning. But I'm like, I love a slow burn,
dude.
It has made me remember what it's like for this to happen, because I have nephews that will never understand that you had to be home at a certain time on a certain day to see a show, or it was gone forever. At least it has kind of, at least artificially made let's talk about this episode for a week. Benching the show can be kind of fun, but I like to do that with old shows. I want to do it with new ones. I've been loving it that way.
My thing with WandaVision, and this is with not having seen a single fucking frame of it. I'm very proud and very arrogant, because I'm arrogant about shit that I don't have no reason to be proud over. WandaVision? Oh, I'm proud of this one, because I've been talking about this shit for at least a year. Here's the thing about WandaVision. You can piss and moan, you can whine, you can bitch, you can fuss, you can do whatever the fuck you want to. But when this shit is over, you're going to feel like a fucking idiot if you talk shit about it from point A to point B. Point blank. Nobody saw Guardians of the Galaxy coming. Does anybody dislike those now? No, because you're not cool if you don't. WandaVision, this is real-time shit. Talk crap about it now if you want to, but you're going to look like a fucking idiot when it's over. Because this, I truly believe, and I've been saying this for, God, since before fucking Infinity War. Wanda Maximoff is the key. Why do I know this? Because I'm a fucking nerd who reads the books. And what do I mean by read the books? We've talked about it before. Avengers Disassembled is the best storyline Marvel ever did that they just fast forwarded. It's so good. And it would be so fantastic if you took time with it. Well, guess what the MCU gives you the opportunity to do? Go back through, do it again, and take your time. And I am thrilled that that's what it feels like they're doing. And apparently that is what they're doing. I'm like, yes, this is awesome, because That's your character. And I absolutely love all the bitchy fucking shitty about, Captain Marvel and Pepper Potts and girl power. They're trying so hard to make the girls the strongest characters, and it's like the fulcrum of this entire fucking story is one of the girls, and she's one of the ones you're not talking about. And you touched on it in the last week in the show. We talked about it before, but you mentioned it specifically. Go back, rewatch Endgame, and watch Wanda Maximoff single-handedly fuck Thanos in his nose. Watch it. Watch it. She's the only one that can do it. Not Captain Marvel, who we were all scared to death was going to beat him alone, and not Tony, who snapped him out of existence. It's all of them. They all have to pile up and do it. The only person that goes toe-to-toe with Thanos and has him sweating and shitting, just shitting his pants, is Wanda, because she's that fucking one. She's the one, man. I love it, man. I'm very happy that this is feeling that way. I think it's cool, but I just love the idea. I mean, we talked about it before. It's on video. We've got it on the channel. The idea of all the future Marvel releases are this and this and this and this and this. Every bit of that being just completely undone by. I mean, come on, how cool is that? You have this whole marketing campaign, and you're like, we're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this, and then how cool is that? You have a character undo all of the real world shit. I hope that's what they're doing. Oh my God, that would be the coolest thing in the world. I just love it. And Wanda's the best. She's fucking awesome, man. Avengers Disassembled was so underrated, and man, if they take a second swing at it and get it right, not get it right, but there's just so many things you could do with it, and it really feels like that they're one of those things is what they're doing right now. I love it. I love it. I'm excited.
Yeah, man, it's dang good. It's I guess even when I do binge watch the shows you can binge watch, it gets down to the last episode or two, and I'm kind of like, oh, it's these last 3 weeks. I'm gonna be like, oh man, I don't want it to be over.
Yeah, man. That's my gig, man. Like we talk about, I'm waiting for it to end before I watch it, and that's why I don't know how I want to do it. I think I'm gonna watch it till I don't want to watch it, and then pick it up. It's just weird because I get it. Like with all of it being available, you can watch anytime you want to. But I'm with you. I like pacing it and parsing it out, and I'm just with you. The idea of, I guess the point being that to sit in a review channel, I don't have a Twitter account. I'm not trying to beat anybody to the goddamn punch or the scoop. Screw all that, man. Just do what you want to.
Yeah.
So, I'm very happy. Everything I've heard about it is like positive. Like everyone that's watching it is like, yeah, you got to watch this. And I got a plan. It's all good, but I'm glad you're digging it. I think that's great. Partially, I'm glad people are digging it because I like when people enjoy shit, but also it's Wanda and the Vision, man. Holy crap. We talked about it. You and I talked about it when Avengers was taking the world over. There's the big three, and the big three are amazing. You got Cap, you got Tony, you got Thor. They're awesome. Who doesn't like those guys, or at least two of those guys? Most people like, at least in some degree, all three of them. I do. I like all three of them to some degree.
Yeah.
But that's the big three. Then you got the Holy Trinity, and this is my vernacular. Big three, Cap, Tony, Thor. Holy Trinity, Wanda, Vision, Clint. That's how it works. That's it. Like everybody I know that truly, genuinely, oh my God, loves the Avengers. It's a combination of, two of those six people. It's awesome. I love that WandaVision is like so well received, and I'm hoping that when Hawkeye comes out, people will dig it. I can tell you that like the books that I shouldn't say the books they're based off of, but the books they're based off of.
They're basically off stuff.
That Hawkeye series is going to be dope as hell. I mean, the cast is amazing, and those books were awesome. The Matt Fraction Hawkeye is incredible. So I'm like, all right, y'all go on.
Yeah. Matt Fraction's name on pretty much anything it's gonna be down.
I completely agree, brother. I totally agree with you.
Heck yeah, man. So looking forward to more because I think the next thing I think Falcon Winter Soldier is next, and then Loki will be not far behind. So they've they've suckered us all in.
For real, man. The slate is full, baby.
Yeah, and maybe one day they'll actually put out the Black Widow movie, and I'll probably dig that too.
I can dig it, man.
Someday, one of these days. That's what's up, man.
That's exactly what's up, man. It seemed like there was something else to discuss. I can tell you, real quick, and then I promise we'll wrap it up. The national TV audience was privy to it tonight, but the Trae Young Luka Doncic rivalry is very real and very fun, and I can't believe they got us, man. I mean, we had them after 3, man. We beat the crap out of them in the second quarter, and after 3 we still had them. But man, don't get me wrong, Luka's Luka. Luka's amazing. Luka and Trae went just absolutely tit for tat. It was amazing. But freaking former Atlanta Hawk, Tim Hardaway Jr. went absolutely buck wild crazy in that fourth quarter. And it was oh God, that was such a good game, man. But it was just frustrating because we were up after 3, and then to watch him just chip away at it, it's like, oh, it's very frustrating. It's an incredible game. And I, jerk that I am, watched it on Fox because fuck ESPN, but I'm glad ESPN had it because, hey, man, people that have been hearing about what's going on in Atlanta, this Trae Young, well, they got to see it tonight, and not only Trae had a great game. John Collins went absolutely fucking crazy tonight. It was awesome. It was really good. I hate to lose it, but it was an unbelievable game. So good. So I'm glad that it was on, cable TV, so everybody gets, I said national, but cable TV, so everybody got to see it. Anybody that wanted to see it got to see it. It was awesome. It was great. Anyway, that was real quick check in with the Hawks, man.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah, brother. Take it easy, y'all. Thank you for watching.
We'll see ya. Bye.